Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, team. So I just got off of work and I'm excited. This is the first time I've ever been live. Let's see. I got to re-rotate. Oh, there we go. I've never been live on YouTube before. I'm excited today because I had a good 15 minutes before I got to Walmart. I just got off work, meaning I'm still covered in granite and stone, and I got to make my way back over to Walmart to start this evening. The goal this evening is to get 1 to 2 orders. And yesterday, if you guys didn't see the short that I posted, we had a banger order, man. First time I've ever gotten close to $50 on Walmart Spark, so that was pretty cool. It's been a really slow week. I filmed this last weekend. That was pretty cool. And then over the weekend, like it died. Saturday, I got like 1 order. Sunday, we had torrential rain. So I decided that through the week to make up, because for the slow time, I decided to make up with evening runs, right? So I have the evening between like 4 and 6. I can take my truck, which by the way has been kind of interesting. Instead of driving that little Ford Escape that I usually drive, I'm driving this Chevy Silverado. And I'm really interested to see what happens now that I've listed my truck as my main vehicle rather than using that little Ford Escape. I think that the results will be that I might in the future, and as Walmart plugs me into that algorithm, that we might get bigger orders. Who all we got so far? From Tennessee. That's awesome. I don't know if you guys knew, but I used to live in a place called Sewanee, Tennessee. I went to a boarding school there called St. Andrews Sewanee when my dad was in seminary a long time ago. Let's see, sitting in the parking lot, waiting for an order as we speak. That's where I'm headed, man. And I don't know what kind of orders we'll have today. You know, maybe we'll get 1 or 2. The goal is 2, but if we get 1 really good order, you know, maybe that'll be kind of where we sit before we head either to the gym or to the house. I'm not real sure yet. Somebody else said, hi, really enjoy your videos. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate that. That was from Wendy. And then we were talking about Jack and Angel. Angel, I've seen you in commenting on a lot of those videos, so thanks for watching. This week, I'm filming from like Sunday. It was from last Saturday all the way to this Friday. Decided to do an entire week. It'll probably be an 8 to 12 minute video, maybe longer. I'm not actually sure. But because things have been slowing down. You know, this is the slow season as far as I'm concerned for gig work. So one of the ways we battle with that is trying to adapt with everything we're doing. So I'm going to adapt by using my evenings, and I've talked about this in a few other videos. I'm trying to stay closer to home now so I can be part of the lives of my kids. I have 2 step kids. I basically got them for my wife. And I want to be a part of their lives. So they're starting cheerleading soon and things like that. My wife is in school to become a registered nurse, which she is already an LPN. That was a big goal from last year. This year, when she gets that RN, when we manifest, right? Heck yeah. Let's see. Did something go wrong with the Escape? Nothing went wrong with the Escape. What I'm planning on doing is I got the truck, and so I want to use the Escape as a gift for my daughter. So she'll be 16 in this next year, and when she gets her license, I'd like her to have a vehicle to drive. So every now and again I may use it. I'm using it right now to teach her to drive, and let me tell you, she's not a good driver. So every time we get in the car, I'm kind of like weary of where we're going and how we're going there. She hadn't figured out the brakes just yet. And I don't know, I've never taught anyone to drive before. I remember how scared my dad was when he was teaching me. So I assume that maybe she's gonna have a rough time too. Let's see. Hey, all back. Thank you for watching to Lori. I heard you say you watching the videos. I appreciate that. We have a lot of fun here, and I really gig work because it's something I get to do in the evening. Let's see. Her in it. Yeah, I'm gonna teach her in that Ford Escape. Hopefully she like a grandpa. So if the speed limit's 70, I'm usually going 65. But if my wife's in the car and she's driving, if the speed limit is 70, she's going closer to 90. So she's gonna have a lead foot and a soft hand. That's about the way I'd look at it. Anyway, I hope you guys are getting something from this. I've never been live on my channel before. But I think in the future, I'd like to do it a little bit more. I just thought, maybe it'd be kind of fun to come on here a good 10 minutes, good 15 minutes before I've got to be at Walmart, and to kind of give you the update of what's going on around here. And if you had just started watching again, I've started using my truck, which is kind of a new thing for me. It's going to be an experiment to see where gas and where travel fits into this. Mileage versus how much I'm putting into the vehicle. In that Ford Escape, I could spend 40 bucks. It would fill the tank, and for a little while, if you've paid attention to my channel, I've been driving outside of my zone to a different area, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And it made it worth it, where I would pay for a full tank over the weekend, and then I would leave, and because of that bigger market, you could make $200-300 in a day, and then come home, and then I'd still have a little bit of gas left over for a day or two. So far, I filled the truck with a full tank on Saturday or Friday evening, and I'm sitting at about like a little over a quarter and a half a tank now. And it's what is today? Tuesday. So Tuesday evening, and I've made 65 bucks so far with this tank, but it's got me back and forth from work. We went kayaking and a few other things over the weekend, and so now we're just hoping that, I don't know, maybe the money to dollar to mile ratio will be worth it in a vehicle this large, and maybe Walmart will give us bigger orders because now we have a bigger vehicle. Let's see. Dad taught me to drive stick shift. That's awesome. I can, but it's not pretty. What kind of mileage do you get out of your truck? I think the truck gets about 19 per gallon, and I'm assuming that's not terrible because I think my Ford Escape got something like 21 or 22. So there may not be a huge difference. I find that the fuel range suggests that I get like 426 on a full tank. And if I'm staying local rather than going to Tuscaloosa, I should be able to make the most out of that gas mileage, dollar per mile ratio. Never mind, sounds like you're already addressing that 1-to-1. I think maybe I'm having trouble reading that one. Do you have any trouble finding homes in a town you weren't familiar with? Or does GPS just take you to where you need to be? So it took a little while to get used to the market in Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa, if you don't know, is right next to, Alabama, the University of Alabama. So big college town. And if you're from the South like I am and you live this close, I live about 30 minutes from Mississippi State University. And in the SEC, Alabama and Mississippi State, they don't mix quite well. But over there, GPS generally took me everywhere I needed to go. It got me exactly where I needed to be. Sometimes there's a hiccup in my GPS where it might take me, even happens here in Columbus, it might take me to an address that has nothing to do with the house. Usually that's the customer's fault. And I say that because sometimes people don't know where the address leads in GPS, because it might lead me to a different location, but I usually just get in touch with customer service and they lead me to exactly where I need to go. What else we got on here? That's about it. Okay. Tonight, I'm hoping that maybe we get 2 orders. One of the rules that I have for most evenings is that I'm trying to go for the 2750 rule. And if you haven't heard about this, I don't know if a lot of people do basic math in their head for their earnings. I like to do it because it gives me a kind of a bigger overall picture of where I want to end up this year. I try to earn $27.50 or above, and if I haven't done that, I try to stay out until I do. The idea is that if you were to earn an average of $27.50 extra a day throughout the year, you would earn an extra $10,000, a little over $10,000 in a year. And I've never actually hit that goal. Last year, I only made $7,000, $6,000 from doing this part-time, but that little extra cash paid my rent 2 or 3 times, and then we used it to to fix a car. We used it to pay for some things for the kids over Christmas. I'm not out here making millions of dollars. I wish I was, but I'm not that cool. We're out here just making a little extra cash that can help us in the time when we need it. And to be perfectly honest, in the next year, when my wife starts doing her RN, she'll probably be making more money than I will at that point. And maybe I'll just take all my GIGWORK stuff and, I don't know, throw it in Robinhood, maybe buy some Tesla stocks. I don't know. Do you guys do that? What do you use your money for with GIGWORK? Are you using it to pay your bills? Are you using it just for fun money? You know, at the end of the year, are you earning enough that and checking your miles so you don't have to pay taxes? I don't know. Let's see. What do we got? Appreciate it, D. Christian, and inspiration. Those are very kind words. I don't consider myself to be much of anything other than some guy that gets on camera and is goofy as hell. Let's see. 10K a year. Yep, that's the goal. Let's see. I started doing Spark to pay for dental bills. Ugh, oh well, I really enjoy it. You can, dental bills, I get that. Technically, since my wife's not doing full-time RN right now, we do not have health insurance. So I have insurance, life insurance, and something else through my work, but we got to wait till she's done with school to get back on Blue Cross Blue Shield. I don't know if anybody knows how expensive that stuff is, but it's super expensive. Mid-March will be 1 year of gig work. That's awesome. Angel, I think I've been doing this now for probably, I would say like 6 months longer than I've had the channel, which I guess is a year or more. I'm not, well, 2 years. So I'm making big strides. I seem to see it jump in my pay by about 20% year over year. So I'm hoping that this year, you know, I won't be using DoorDash as much. I keep it in my arsenal. We have multi-apps, and multi-apping can work, but in a small town like mine, sticking to one app and keeping my my metrics up usually helps. I think right now I'm sitting at like 62% acceptance rate with Spark, and that seems to be a pretty good sweet spot. The real sweet spot is when I think you have a customer rating, and off the top of my head, I can't remember my rating, but it's in the green, so that's good. What do we got? Spark pays bills, DoorDash is fun money. That makes sense, you know? Bills and vacations. Vacations make sense. I mean, you could spend 2 hours a day for the month and end up with an extra $1,000 for a vacation. And if you're like me, I do a ton of camping, so $1,000 goes a long way. Are you signed up with any other apps besides DoorDash and Spark? So I have signed up for Grubhub, Instacart, I want to say Deliver That, 2 or 3. Amazon Flex I also did, but all of these apps are not available in my area. I think Grubhub may be. I haven't downloaded it and got on there. Maybe I didn't finish the sign up. But a lot of these apps, unfortunately, in a town like, you know, Columbus, Mississippi, I don't have access to, you know, like 70% of the apps that are out there. So Amazon is like around me. I know you can do it in the bigger metro area like Jackson, maybe on the coast of Mississippi. And I know you can in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but you can't do it here in Columbus. Let's see. Trying to drive and look at this. This is totally not a good idea. My neighbor made 50K, but he works 12-hour days, 6 days a week. Okay, now here's why I don't do gig work full time. Now you can make a great living doing gig work, and there are people out there, there are YouTubers who could show you how. I am just not a huge fan of putting all of my eggs in one basket. To let you know what I do for a living, I polish and install and cut countertops, stone, and I do all that by hand for a company called The Granite Guys here in Columbus. And it's been a trade. I learned to trade probably 9 years ago, and I stuck with it because I really enjoy it. I only have to work 40 hours a week, pays the bills. I don't make a lot of money. To be completely transparent, I probably only make $45,000 a year, and this on top of it pays for other things. I live in the South, and I don't know if you know this, but living in the South is cheap. We got a house, and that house is, I think I pay $850 a month for rent for that stuff. If you were to move out to California, you'd be paying $2-3 grand for a house. So being in the South has its advantages and its disadvantages. Let's see. Oh, and to finish the point, the reason I don't do gig work full time is really I enjoy having my hand in multiple pots. So having a guaranteed income with a job, but then also having the side income of gig work, even a YouTube paycheck every month, which sometimes is only like $100. I don't do any like sponsorships or anything. I'm really not that cool. But and also I do a lot of artwork on the side. So my hope is that this year I can get into a gallery. I got into the Columbus Arts Gallery, but their shows aren't until later this summer. So maybe that'll pan out. That's something I really work hard at, and I think I'm getting better at. I wouldn't say I'm the best in the world at it, but I'm always a work in progress. But isn't everyone a work in progress? What else we got on here? Been on the wait list for Instacart forever. Same here. I don't think that they're gonna have any open spots in my area. In fact, I just looked at it again because I wasn't sure if I'd been seen an email. I don't check my email every single day, and there are no spots here. I have a night job as well. Night jobs are great if you can manage the time to work in the evenings, and you can find a decent part-time job that'll pay. You know, even like, you know, say $15+ an hour and a good 10-hour week. You know, I'd say that would add great to your bills if you struggle to pay for certain things, or if you just want the extra money. What do you guys think? So I took off the beard and I took off, you know, most of this on my head. My daughter comes in the living room and she says, I don't like it. I was like, okay, thanks. But teenagers don't like anything. So I think I'll put the hat back on because I'm a little insecure, but that's life, right? Who we got? Give me money. Give me Evie Bill. Hello, give me money. Okay, well, that's very interesting. Susan, I like it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Name a rapper for an edit. I don't know any. Eminem. Let's see. While leaving me for another man, I'm ending it all. Interesting. Hi. You do look different. I appreciate it. Yeah, I look a lot different without a beard. So I think tonight, let's set a goal. If anybody else is out there, is anybody right now waiting on orders? I think I saw somebody say they were waiting on an order. It's 3:59. I assume that the next drop for orders will be at about 4:15 to 4:30. So we're going to go to probably about 6 and see if we get an order. Let's see. Agree with your daughter. I don't like it, but I'll get used to it. You're going to have to get used to it, but it'll grow back. I let it grow out quite a bit, and then I shave it out of nowhere, and my family is afraid of me. Let's see. You're on Spark order now? Who is that? Mindy? That's awesome. Well, listen, anybody who's out there and is in the parking lot right now, I hope that you find great orders this evening. I hope you're tracking your miles, and I hope you got all the tools you need this evening also for doing Gig App. I always bring like that extra phone cord. I didn't need it this evening because I'm only going to go for like an hour or two. But I think the orders, you know, they may be here, they may not be, but I'll record it and put it in the video because I'm going to post probably Friday, and that'll be from last Saturday to this Friday, and it'll be about how everything's going in the truck. And I think, you know, the truck's working out. It's very spacious. We got a lot going on in here. In the bed of the truck, I have my kayak. I don't know if I'll have any problems with loading things in the trunk for, say, a curbside pickup, because I haven't done one in a long time. Every order we do here is basically a shop and deliver. Curbside pickups are very rare for me. What are your feelings about stable AI and other AI generated art programs? I think they steal from artists. I don't think there's an actual, I think AI generated art is very interesting. The future of art is in question, and art, you know, to be perfectly honest, is extremely, it's open-ended. Creativity is boundless. You can't judge creativity. I think everyone has their own unique creative abilities. Do you collect knives? I don't collect knives, but I do always carry on me a multi-tool because I use my hands a lot for work. So I'm a blue-collar guy. Let's see. Spark's been slow here, but Uber has been paying. That's interesting because I think I was watching Pedro and a few others where Uber Eats maybe was doing not so great, but it's been slow in other areas. Just depends on your market, man. Anyway, okay, so let's see. I was going through the comments here. I saw some other ones, and I think I missed a few. Let's see. I've been on Spark for months. I'm thinking of trying it out instead of DoorDash because DoorDash has been pretty bad lately. You know, they've changed so much about the metrics and what you need to be, what is it, a diamond tier performer. And I haven't done Spark now in months. I've turned it on periodically here and there while in Tuscaloosa and a few other places. But, you know, to be honest, my stats are so low. I'm at like a 15% acceptance rate. So I don't get very great orders. If you've had a good experience and you have high orders, let people know for sure, because you never know. I think I know that metrics work with different apps, and I think that they're important depending on which app you use. But I always try to manage, you know, $1.50, $2 per mile ratio. And I don't always get that, but a lot of the time I do when I'm cherry pick. And I know a lot of people are probably against that, but I try to get the best order possible for the circumstance I'm in, especially in a truck. Let's see. Somebody else. Shout out. Lindsay. DD is horrible here, and it only sends me to the liquor store even at 9 a.m. Not worth it. 9 a.m. to the liquor store? I'm not even sure you can buy liquor here until like noon or later. But anyway, okay, well, guys, I really enjoyed this. I had a great time. I think going live is something I wanted to introduce myself in person rather than just being in a video every time you guys see me. And I really enjoy that you guys keep coming back to say hi and are learning with me along this journey of gig work. It's a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying the process, learning and moving, and hopefully get to try some more apps in the future. Right now, the products that are allowed or that fill this area aren't so great. I mean, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Spark are about the only things I can do around here. Let's see. What is that? In the app, change your vehicle to a truck, you will get bigger orders. I did do that. So that's what made me think that like yesterday's big order was because I changed to a truck. I'm hoping that happens. So we're going to test it out today too. Thank you. This hat is a work hat. So granite, guys, that's where I work. Let's see. More lives. Be safe out there. I'll try to do more. I think that going live, you know, is a great way for me to connect to you guys a lot more, and you can check out what I'm doing and see if I'm successful or if I'm failing. There are days when I'm just like failing at everything. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.